Well, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks for clicking on to Vogan's Views on Europe for this afternoon, the 10th. And I'm going to make it quick, folks. The reason being is I'm actually going to my bed in a couple of hours. I'm back up again at midnight. And I've got a few things to try and tie up here before I settle down for the night. But as expected, the models are jumping back and forth, and the forums are full of hype one minute, the cold, and then the next minute everybody's disappointed. And of course you have a few folk there that have been claiming warm all along, trying to stir things up, and of course that makes it quite interesting indeed. But certainly I would encourage you folks to actually pay attention to what's going on in front of you, rather than getting led in by folk basically talking about things that they don't know. They really don't know what they're talking about, folks. And I'm not claiming to know everything myself. I'm just like you. I learn through just studying it and enjoying the weather for what nature can provide. And certainly over the course of the next few weeks, as the Arctic Oscillation sweeps into a negative mode, and of course all that Arctic air is going to drift southwards, it's going to create pressure, and the models really are not seeing this stratospheric warming event, and that's the problem, and that is the reason why these models are all over the place. When you've got a lot of energy distribution, and of course you've got a fight going on in the upper levels of the atmosphere, you warm that stratosphere over the pole, folks. Look out below, and we are going to be seeing a lot of fun and games, a lot of winter, a lot of fight going on. And I think it's later into the month of January when we really in Western Europe will start to see the real problems start to take hold with the cold. I think, like I said in yesterday's video, the bias towards the cold will be over eastern parts of Europe first, and then that will migrate westwards. Let's have a quick look at the models, and let me just share as well with you. Over the course of tomorrow, we're going to see another system pushing through Scotland. It's going to increase the winds, particularly so over the north. We're going to see also heavy rain drift southwards over the course of tomorrow, and it's going to ease as it does so. Not a big deal, certainly not anything like what we've seen before, but we'll skip through the sequence here. You can see the cold air, plenty of cold air trying to push its way up through northern Scandinavia in the eastern parts of Europe, as you can see here. And of course you've got that boundary between cold here, plenty of cold to the north, milder to the south. So you're going to be seeing temperatures even tomorrow, thanks to that very strong southwesterly wind. You'll be seeing temperatures even across Scotland, like today, of around 10, even 11 Celsius. Further south, 12 or 13 Celsius. Very, very mild for this time of year for sure. But let's skip through. By Thursday, you can see here, not an awful lot of change, but there will be a difference because we'll have had a cold front pushing through on the back side of the system as it pushes eastwards. And of course, winds veer from the southwesterly direction, that mild flow, to a more northwesterly direction. So temperatures tomorrow, 10 or 11 in the north. By Thursday, we'll be seeing temperatures down closer to normal, 6 or 7 Celsius across Scotland. Again, back down across the south of England wouldn't surprise me. Before that front arrives, temperatures back up to around 11 or 12 Celsius. But certainly by Friday, we're going to be noticing a big difference throughout much of the UK. In fact, notice here the colder air trying to push its way in, milder of course still across Western Europe ahead of that system. But look by Friday, look at the difference here, folks. That cold air to the north, as the system pushes eastwards, of course you've got that counterclockwise flow around an area of low pressure. So once that system pushes to the east, of course that air and that circulation is pulling that cold air down from the north and the northwest. So by Friday, wouldn't surprise me if we've seen temperatures struggling to 3 or 4 degrees, perhaps 5 degrees across the north of Scotland, down into the central belt as well. But with that wind, blowing out of the northwest. It could feel probably quite nippy, indeed. Temperatures, wind chill values probably below freezing, and it wouldn't surprise me, like I've said in the blog, if we've seen the odd sleet or snow shower even down into the central belt by Friday. But you notice here that plenty of cold air again to the north and northeast of Europe by Saturday. You can see here that the trough intensifies. So although the models are chopping and changing, folks, notice the one key feature in this map every time I've showed you this, and it's of course been every other day. You notice the bias towards a deep trough, a cold trough over eastern parts of Europe. So that is important. Like I've said to you, and I keep drumming this home, you're looking for trends, not individual model runs. They go up and down, but you look for that trend. By Sunday, you can see here the trough deepens. Yes, it's mild in the west. Don't focus too much on that. What I would be looking at is the fact that this trough continues to deepen over Eastern Europe. That is almost acting like your block, and it's filling up with cold air that's getting driven across the top of Asia and wound into this large circulation over central and eastern parts of Europe. Looking ahead at by Monday, notice the trough. Yet again, it's deepening. It's starting to push into towards the Mediterranean Sea. More blues are showing up. What does that suggest? Even colder temperatures. So that's important. Another key feature, folks, is look at the cold here that's showing up over the North American side as well. So of course, a very cold, deep trough, very cold, deep trough here, mild in between. What you would be looking for, and what I would be looking for the models to do, is start to expand this westwards with time. And this here, deepening as well. And what you would be looking for is milder air to start to push more towards the North Atlantic and northwards, up towards Greenland. That, of course, would be your key signature to a negative North Atlantic oscillation. Looking ahead at Tuesday, you can see again the trough in the east, holding steady, folks. That's not disappearing anywhere. So, of course, it's the cold, the trough's intensifying, and of course, the cold within that trough is also growing stronger as well. Notice how cold the air is across the northwest of the North Atlantic, and as well as that, over Canada as well, it's growing colder. These, folks, are signals I'm looking for. You're looking for that to be persistent. You're not looking for that to disappear with the next system. That is showing a more blocked up pattern. And it's important that you look at that. Don't focus on each model run and see what to suggest. It's paying attention to what the models are actually telling us. Look at this by Wednesday here. Look at how much cold there is. That's cold is deepening over Greenland. It's showing that trough like we've seen. But look at that there. By Tuesday, or by Wednesday should I say, it remains there. That cold air is still over eastern parts of Europe. And I would suggest what you would be looking for is that to remain there with each model run tomorrow and the next day and the following day. And of course, what I would also be looking for is the actual cold to start to progress westwards, and there by Friday you've got a low of cold air. So we have got a lot of very interesting, very complex, a lot of learning to do. I'm learning this as well as you are, folks, and we'll get through this together. We'll try and understand the pattern. I'm going to share with you as much as I can share, and we'll get through this together. Hope you have a great evening, folks, and stay safe wherever you are this evening. Bye bye.